but we are here with Gonjamin
What up?
and Beg D Swan.
What's up, boys?
Listen, this is episode 1 of the Q&As. It's our favorite part. It's our favorite little segment at the end of past episodes. So we decided we're just going to cut that out, and we're going to dedicate a entire episode to just answering questions. It's one of the favorite things we do. It flows off the top a lot smoother, a lot more entertaining, we feel like. So just consider the Q&As will drop on Wednesdays. The meat and potatoes will drop on Sundays. So consider the Sunday shows, the Carter albums, and the Wednesday shows are like the droughts. So for any of my Wheezy fans out there. I'm going to start it off with a Facebook question, and then we're going to let our Reddit guy, Barkley, take over with some Reddit questions. Again, if you watched last episode at the end, if the hosting talent falls off this time around, it's because Barkley was reading the questions. He's at the helm. He's got the reins, so we'll see how it goes. But we'll start off with Charlie Brown. Charles Brown. What is the outlook on Jameson Williams and Garrett Wilson this year, boys? 2 high first-rounders.
Man, Detroit moved up to get Jameson. You got a crowded wide receiver room there. You got Goff, you got Hawk, you got Swift. Jameson's a guy that's going to be on the field week 1. I think Jameson Williams has wide receiver 3 upside this year. I think Garrett Wilson is probably more wide receiver 4 for me. What do you think, Goni?
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be on the field as soon as the season starts. He will be roughly 8 months removed from his ACL tear. That might be a little quick of a turnaround, but I mean, I could see it shortly after. Like you said, they traded up for him. They like him. I know they have a lot of faces there, a lot of mouths to feed. He could be. I could see him as a wide receiver 3 this year. I think that he'll come in by the end of the season. I think he gets more work than Amon-Ra. I think he works his way into the target share. He looks like he could be one of the best and most explosive rookies that we had in the draft. Like, he may not put up, rookie of the year numbers or be the best wide receiver this year, but long term, I think that he might have the skill set to be a very, very good wide receiver.
Yeah, talent-wise, Jameson Williams is he's my favorite receiver out of the draft. He just didn't come into a Drake London role where he's the only dude, or a Treylon Burks role where he's the only dude.
Yeah.
Or a Chris Olave that just has, Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry coming in. It's actually kind of, in my opinion, they kind of have very similar, Garrett Wilson and Jameson Williams, they kind of have very similar roles in the offense right off the bat, because the Jets actually have a pretty crowded receiver room as well. Not as talented, but, I mean, they have Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. They both, are dealing with Zach Wilson and Jared Goff as their quarterbacks. You got DeAndre Swift as the running back for the Lions, and you got Michael Carter, and they just drafted another one. So it's Breece Hall. So it's actually, they actually are very similar, but I'm with Goni in that I think Jameson Williams is the more talented of the two. And long term, I like him to be more successful early on. But I think they're very close. But the outlook this year, like you're asking, maybe bye week fill-in depending on their matchups.
Yeah, I do have I mean, Jameson, you're right. He's more talented. Yeah, I think he projects as more of kind of the deep ball threat in Detroit. I mean, are you guys worried about Goff and some arm strength issues there, or do you think you don't think there's any? Can he get him the ball? Is what I'm asking.
Well, I think they brought in DJ Chark to be the downfield guy on the outside. I could see Jameson lining up probably more in a slot role. I don't think Amon-Ra played the slot very often last year. I think he was more of the outside guy. So I could see Jameson starting off as a slot. And if he is, I actually think that's more valuable for him. But this year, for me, I think Garrett Wilson will be the more productive of the two, just because I know he's going to start right away. Jameson might miss a little time just because they're trying to keep him safe on his ACL. You don't want to rush him back. Garrett Wilson, though, he's going to come in. He has super high draft capital. They want to get him on the field. They want to use him. They're surrounding Zach Wilson with weapons. And I just think he gets his time to shine sooner than Jameson Williams does. That's all.
Have you seen
for this year? Yeah.
For this year, yeah.
And that's his question. The outlook for this year, yeah, Garrett Wilson, in my opinion, will probably put up, if you're just basing it on total fantasy points by the end of the year, Garrett Wilson will probably have more, but neither, I think, should be in your starting lineup unless it's, like I said before, just bye-week fill-in, or maybe if he's just got an absolute spicy matchup and you want to throw him in the flex. Beggs, you were going to say something. I cut you off.
I'm on the other side of that, man. Give me the talent. I mean, Jets are going to Jets, man. I mean, they're already talking about Zach Wilson gaining 15 pounds when he reported to OTAs, man. I mean, he's looking like Jock Peterson out there.
He's bulking up, dude.
Dude, I mean, you saw what Zach Wilson was last year. I mean, was anybody impressed? Goff's professional, man. And I think the Lions could be a 500 team this year. I think Jameson's got a much higher ceiling, even if he misses a couple games.
That's our thing. It's completely injury-based for me.
This will also be a very telling year. I know Zach Wilson didn't pass the eye test last year. I think he was very raw. He took a lot of shots down the field instead of taking what the defense gave him underneath or, in the short routes. And that turned into a lot of turnovers, a lot of, failed drives. And they put weapons around him this year. They drafted offensive linemen for him to try and protect him. You got Breece Hall as well. So, I mean, we're going to find out. It'll be a very telling year. I'm still not 100% sold on him, but I think that if this is it and Zach Wilson does take a step forward, then it's beneficial for Garrett Wilson, obviously.
I mean, Chark's, what do they pay Chark? Do we know his contract?
I got you, Matt. I got your back, man. I'll figure it out.
I'd be curious. I mean, if Chark's a long-term play here, you got the Lions' weapons with Jameson, Chark, and
Amon-Ra
with Swift. I mean, that's arguably, to me, that's a top 10.
I think it was only a couple of years, 2 or 3. I don't think it was any.
1 year, $10 million contract with the Lions, including an $8.9 million signing bonus, $10 million guaranteed. In 2022, Chark will earn a base salary of $1 million and a signing bonus of $9 million, while carrying a cap hit of $4 million and a dead cap value of $10 million.
So he took a deal.
Bridge.
He took a deal. He's betting on himself to get a long-term deal somewhere. I don't think he's in Detroit next year, man. I think Jameson fills that spot immediately.
He's only 26 this year. He only turns 26 this year. So I mean,
but I think that's a bridge. He still is the most established veteran receiver on the roster, right? It was Quintez Cephas last year and Amon-Ra, who was a rookie. They probably targeted Jameson Williams before the draft, so you knew you would have had a rookie and a second-year wide receiver. I just think he's a veteran presence for them. And then, like you said, I think he's gone after this year as well.
Yeah. I just don't trust the Jets, man. I can't trust the Jets for anything.
Jets are going to Jets.
Always. Wayne, are we ready for some Reddit questions, or do we have a few more from our Facebook followers?
That was it, man. You're the host. You're the host now. Take over.
It's me.
Fire away.
I didn't realize it would feel this nice. Okay, this is from Rage.
Doing terrible.
Rage Incredible. 12-team PPR. He's in the round 10 of his startup draft. He has to pick 2 of the following: Juju, Allen Robinson, Michael Carter, Tony Pollard, Gabe Davis, or Jahan Dotson. Juju, Allen Robinson, Michael Carter, Tony Pollard, Gabe or Jahan Dotson. This is a dynasty.
Two of the following?
Two. Yeah. Which two of these guys stand out to you all as guys that you're targeting?
A-Rob and Gabe.
Nailed it.
A-Rob and
Nailed
Gabe. Allen Robinson
and Gabe
is going to. I'll talk on Allen Robinson a little bit because Gabe is your boy. You earned the talking space on Gabe. Allen Robinson is just nestled into a beautiful location. I mean, there's a lot of balls to be caught there.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy. He's finally got a good quarterback, and Allen Robinson, that man's talented. He's done it with poop quarterbacks, and now he's got a good quarterback. He's not the number one where he's at, so he doesn't have to go against the number one, and he's not going to be asked to take on that role. And I think he's going to flourish there. He wasn't in our wide receiver 2 rankings, but it was very difficult. I found it very difficult to keep him out. Same with Gabe Davis. So I'll let, out of everybody in there, Jahan Dotson, you don't know what you're getting. He's going to a crap team. You don't want that Carson Wentz smoke. You take, in my opinion, you take the receivers that have top tier quarterbacks on high powered offenses that love to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Plus, I think you're getting the best of both worlds on that. Allen Robinson's already an established wide receiver. Like Wayne said, he finished as a wide receiver 1 with Mitch Trubisky twice. I believe it was a wide receiver 7 and a wide receiver 9. So you have an older veteran who is going to a great offense. And then you have, for the dynasty aspect of it, you have, I would take Gabe Davis in this scenario, who's a young buck. He is looking like he's going to be the number 2 option in the Bills' passing attack, right behind Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen is a super stud quarterback. He throws for over 4,000 yards easily. He's going to get over 30 touchdowns for sure. And he looks like a great playmaker. He had a lot of pretty good games last year. He blew up in the playoffs for that 200-yard, 4-touchdown game. I'm not necessarily hanging my hat on one game. It's just, for me, he passes the eye test. He has a lot of good traits that I like. And so just plugging him into an offense like the Bills as an every down player, I like him. Got to take him.
And it's typically it's like, you throw a running back in there and it's like, maybe you should take a running back. But Michael Carter, in my opinion, that man's going to be phased out of that offense. It's not a good offense to begin with, and he's going to be phased out of it.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, man. It's Rob and it's Gabe, and it's not close. The third guy for me is probably Tony Pollard, just because as a Cowboys fan, I've seen him. He's explosive, but you don't love running backs on second contracts generally, and I don't see him being on Dallas after this year. So I think you're rolling the dice on his landing spot. But definitely Rob and Gabe for sure. Okay, go on to the next one. Shiny LaBeouf. He's in the 4th round of his dynasty. It's a half-point PPR. He's got Kyle Pitts, he's got Breece Hall, and he's got Terry McLaurin. For his 4th-round pick, he's looking at Michael Pittman, Joe Burrow, Jerry Jeudy, or Travis Etienne. Who are you taking? Wayne?
Who's he got again? He's got Kyle Pitts.
He has Kyle Pitts, Breece Hall, and McLaurin on his roster already. He's targeting either Michael Pittman, Joe Burrow, Jerry Jeudy, or Travis Etienne. Half-point PPR, round 4 of the dynasty. Who you taking, brother?
I feel like I got to go with Etienne here. And it's kind of a tough one because he's unproven, but he's going to be the workhorse there. James Robinson is not going to be in that offense. With your current makeup of your roster right now, you are a lot. But if you wait any longer on a running back, you are absolutely going to get a trash can. You are better off just kind of putting the feelers out for another guy to back up Terry McLaurin. You're already going to be kind of weak at the receiver. I'm kind of, bro, my guy. Who did you? I guess he picked Breece first.
He took well. He probably took Kyle Pitts first round, and then Breece, and then McLaurin. So,
and a half point.
And a half point.
Is it a tight end premium, or does it not say?
It doesn't say. It says non-super flex, so I'm assuming it's not tight end premium.
That's just probably not.
Yeah,
It's
man, you just got to get Etienne. I mean, you're already going to be weak at receiver, but if
Mhm.
you pass on another round of another running back and Etienne is your best option now, you are looking at like a J.D. McKissick starting in your lineup whenever this thing starts, and you do not want that.
Gross.
I'm going a different route on that. I mean, when I was listening to the roster construction for who we already had in my mind, same thing, Wayne. I was like, he's got to take a running back, and I'm waiting for Beggs to list the running backs, and it's only ETN.
Yeah.
And just with him being the mystery box that he is this year, I'd kind of want to go more with you can't go quarterback with Joe Burrow. I'm a firm believer in if you can go either tight end or quarterback in like your first 4 or 5 rounds, but you can't go both. You can't go both. Otherwise, you're hurting. You're absolutely hurting. So for me, I would go with Jerry Jeudy on that one. He just seems like he's going to be the most consistent going forward. I just feel like he's going to be the most consistent. He's got Russell Wilson. Michael Pittman has only got 1 year of Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's probably only going to play there for 1 year. You don't know what it's unknown after
Rush
that.
heavy
I'm not
offense
really
as
sure.
well. Rush heavy offense.
Yeah. So I mean, they're gonna ride out Jonathan Taylor afterwards, but Russell Wilson's going to be there for a few years. Give me the consistency with that at least of good quarterback play, and I think that Jerry Judy's the best of the bunch there.
Yeah. It was ETN and then Judy for me. I'm with Wayne on this one. It sounds like based on who's available there in round 4, your league drafted RB heavy early, which is pretty typical, I think, for a lot of dynasty leagues. So you're looking at it's probably a barren wasteland of running backs. Take a chance on ETN. I don't love it. I mean, I think I put a doink bet on him not being an RB2, but I think you have to. Okay, moving on. Make him 1911 great again. Says he's in a 12-team PPR. This is a trade scenario.
Okay.
He's trading for Mark Andrews. He's giving away Elijah Mitchell, Chase Edmonds, Dallas Goedert, and a 2024 second. He's giving away Elijah Mitchell, Chase Edmonds, Dallas Goedert, and a 2024 second to get Mark Andrews. Goni, is it a smash?
Yeah, I'm surprised that the other guy would send away Mark Andrews for that personally. None of those guys really do much for me. I guess Dallas Goedert is the key piece there that I'd be happy with if I was the Mark Andrews owner. If he can get away with that, I'm absolutely getting Mark Andrews for that package deal that he's sending. Dallas Goedert just seems like the only player of value to me. I don't believe in Chase Edmonds this year or in future years. So yeah, smash accept.
Yeah,
Wayne?
this man looks like he went into his attic and filled a garbage bag full of shenanigans and sold it to a guy as just a garbage bag full of shenanigans for hundreds of dollars. It seems like you just are giving a bunch of bench players for a top tight end for years to come. So yeah, go ahead and thin out your bench a little bit to beef up your starting offense. I'm smashing that one. Go ahead and take Mark Andrews to the bank.
Yeah. Smash it before he takes the offer off the table.
And let me get in that league next year.
Yeah, right. Ryan Bestbrook, 12-team Superflex, PPR. He's giving away CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, and a 2023 second. And he's getting Michael Pittman and 2 2023 first. Said he's a possible contender for the year. Wayne, what are you doing?
I'm doing it, but that's just because I think this 2023 class is going to be solid. But if you're competing this year, then you don't want to be giving up your talent. It's as simple as that. If you're in championship form now, then you cannot be trading for picks later. You got to keep the meat on the bones while you're still competing. So if you just think I could win a championship this year, but you're not fully confident, I like the trade. But if you are a contender, you are top 3. Looking at all the other rosters, you're like, I'm top 3 for sure up there. Then just don't mess with the meat, man. Just leave it alone.
He said he could contend. He does say he's stacked at receiver. He has Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Does that change your answer?
Yeah, it changes it easily.
So you're keeping CD Lamb and Dalton Schultz now?
No, I'm sending them.
You're sending them. So you're on the Pittman into 2023 first side.
Yeah, because I think Pittman is a wide receiver 1 as well, and Dalton Schultz is, I mean, he's okay.
He's a tight end 1.
Yeah, I'm a fringe tight end 1 myself, sitting here.
Goni, what are you doing?
Man, if he thinks that he's a contender this year, see, for me, I always hate getting.
How's this man have Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, how does that happen?
We don't ask these kind of questions. We just answer the.
You're right.
Trade.
You're right.
Either way, I mean, I'd have to see. Like Wayne said, he's top 3 for me. It's a top 4 rule. If you're in the top 4, you're a competitor in my mind. You're a contender. You have a good chance to win it. I think Dalton Schultz puts up great numbers this year. I think he puts up great numbers next year. You've got the top 2 target share guys, in my opinion, in the Dallas Cowboys offense.
Yes.
So if I'm competing this year, I'm probably going to hang on to them. I'm going to hang on to those guys. I like having more established guys over lottery picks. You don't know where those picks are going to be. I know right now the hype is at an all-time, probably higher than I've ever heard for a draft class ever in all my years of playing fantasy football. So, I mean, you don't know. They're just lottery tickets. You're giving away established talent for these guys, and they're both young anyways. I mean, Dalton Schultz is an old. CeeDee Lamb's super young anyways. So for me, it's a hold. I'm gonna keep my guys, and I'm gonna go for the title there.
If I were you and you kind of want to tickle the twine a little bit, I would maybe offer him CeeDee Lamb for Michael Pittman in a first. That way you can kind of ride the fence and still get the benefit of biting heavy on that phenomenal 2023 class coming out. And like we said 2 episodes ago, Michael Pittman and CeeDee Lamb are wide receiver 1s in our opinion. So you're taking just a slight hit. And if you've already got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson as your WR1 and 2, and then you just have you're going from CD to Michael Pittman in that flex spot, it's kind of worth it for me just to get more of that 2023 action.
Yeah, I Wayne, I agree with that, and I actually like that approach. And going to steal your answer, I think you keep Schultz here. I think you can trade Lamb in a second for Pittman in a first, right? And I feel like you're coming out ahead there.
I do that also.
Yeah. Maybe he bites on the name of CeeDee Lamb, but
sorry to take your question and manipulate it into a better argument, but I mean that's kind of yeah. If you're a contender, don't touch your team for draft capital.
Yeah. Dalton Schultz is going to be a monster. Take it from a Cowboys fan. I think this one is kind of a layup, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. K Bun's 311, and maybe he just needs a little confirmation. It's a PPR league, 12 team. He's giving up Chase Claypool and Alexander Madison. He's getting Spiller in a 2023 first. It'll be early to mid. Wayne, what are you doing? Claypool and Madison for Spiller in a 2023 1, early to mid. Goni, while he marinates.
Man, yeah, no, look at this. I'm taking the Spiller side.
Yeah, you said it was a layup. And but now that I'm thinking about it, Dalvin Cook is in the middle of a contract, so Madison isn't going to be relevant for a while, and neither is Chase Claypool. So I see what you're saying. I was mulling over. I was like, where's Dalvin Cook in his contract? And he's literally smack dab in a 5-year right now, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
He's smack dab or is on the back end. I can't remember. He's like year 3 or 4 or something like that.
Let me look it up.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm taking the Spiller side on that. Spiller went to the Chargers, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So he he to me projects to be Austin Eckler Jr. Austin Eckler light, just with his size and frame and his skill set. I think that you get him. Eckler, I believe, is going into his age 27 season this year.
Yep. That's
Doesn't
right.
have, he doesn't have forever. Sometimes it takes a running back a couple of years to break into the league anyways, especially at the running back position. So, I mean, just the style of the offense of the Chargers, I like Spiller's ability to get receptions out of the backfield in the future. And you get a little piece of that draft next year, whether it's, mid to late in the round, you got a piece. I don't really love Claypool or Madison. Like we mentioned before on a previous podcast, Claypool has been a disappointment, and I'm happy that he doesn't have a big enough name for me to want to hang on to him.
I looked it up. Dalvin Cook is a Viking until 2026. So Alexander Madison is a pure injury play. It's slam dunk the Spiller in 2023 first.
Yeah, absolute slam dunk, man. I'm a big believer in if a wide receiver doesn't show talent and produce in his first 2 years in the league, the odds of him hitting later are very low. Mike Williams being the lone exception to that rule. So I haven't seen a ton of love from Claypool. Smash it, man. Smash and run. 12-team, half-point PPR. Due Community 6212 says he's trading away Ramondre Stevenson and getting Kadarius Toney.
Oh, man.
Yoni?
Man.
It's Homer. Are you giving away?
See, but the thing,
Giants.
dude, the thing about this for me is Kadarius Toney has got everyone super hype. I'm probably sure that he's the one that sent this trade out to get Kadarius Toney because everyone absolutely fell in love with Toney when he put up the 200-yard game last year. Mm-hmm. The kid is a bonehead, though, who punches someone in the helmet with their bare hand. Bonehead. He's already getting into trouble. He plays in a loaded, ridiculous Giants offense with plenty of wide receivers there. He might get traded. He might not. I know that you never know what you're going to get out of Patriots skill players.
Uh-huh.
But I'd probably keep Ramondre, especially in a half-point PPR. I think I would keep Ramondre. He performed pretty well last year. He gained the trust of Bill Belichick in the offense. And even though he's going to split, the Patriots, I say we because I'm a Patriots fan, Patriots are going to look to be a run-first offense as Mac Jones continues to develop. So I'd stand pat on the Ramondre Stevenson side.
Wayne?
Same. And it's tough because my motto is never take a Patriots skill position player, but it's the Giants, man. They're playing the flag on Danny Dimes, who doesn't throw dimes, and he's not even the first or second option in a dimeless offense. I like Mac Jones. I like Bill Belichick. Let's be honest here. I mean, your fantasy hopes and dreams is not riding or dying on this trade here, but I'd just go ahead and hold pat with the guy that doesn't punch people with helmets.
Yeah, I'm going on the Toney side. I think from an athletic standpoint, he's leaps and bounds a better product than Andre. I don't like the Patriots backfield at all. The Patriots drafted Pierre Strong this year. They seem to draft a couple of running backs late rounds every year. Toney's an absolute slobberhead, man. He's a slobberhead, but he's talented. I think I'm just going to run with the talent. I'm going to stash and just hope he gets it together.
It's running backs, though, man. It's running backs are at a premium. You got to go with the running back. If the receiver sucks and the running back sucks, you got to take who sucks. Like, you got to take the better position.
Who sucks at a more premium position?
Yeah. Give me the running back.
Tony's a yak guy, man.
And the Patriots run the ball in the red zone. They run the ball in the red zone.
Sure they do. You just don't know who's going to carry it. They have about 5 backs on the roster right now. Who could get it, man?
It's probably going to be J.J. Taylor this year.
And And when Daniel Jones is throwing it, you don't know who's going to catch it. I mean, what are we comparing?
Half the time, it ain't a giant.
Yeah. I like Tony, man. I think he's a better long-term prospect than Ramondre. I think once Ramondre runs his rookie deal up in New England, he's done. He's just not overly athletic. What does he do really well?
Bro, I promise
he's a bruiser, man. He's 6'2", 230.
Because Kadarius Toney didn't go off for that 200-yard game, no one talks about him. No one talks about him.
Aside from punching people in the helmet, somebody talks about him.
That's the only thing he'd be known for is punching people in the helmet. Now they're like, oh, it's a guy that punches people in the helmet. But wait, he's got upside.
Yeah.
But wait.
That guy's lit. Listen, I watched him at Florida. I'm here in Kentucky, SEC guy, man. Watched him at Florida. The guy's got elite talent, guy. He's elite. He just is a slobberhead.
He played at Florida, so I mean.
Yeah. We had a question from Yarvi. PPR, so this is a quick hitter. Wayne, Travis Etienne or Rashad Bateman?
Give me Etienne.
Goni?
I think he's going to be a volume guy. Give me the volume running backs over the possible volume receivers in a non-passing offense.
Half point or full point, Beggs?
Full.
Oh, get out of here!
I'm taking Etienne. No. I'm taking
Okay.
Etienne.
Okay.
If it was half point, I think I would take Bateman because I don't know if Etienne's going to be a volume guy. I don't expect him to be necessarily his first year back from the injury. I don't know if he's going to be a volume guy. They'll probably, for some reason, even though he tore his Achilles off, try and get James Robinson involved at least until he shows. Yeah,
Dang.
but I do expect him to eat out of the backfield in the receiving game. So I like his PPR receptions in the receiving game more than I like the tiny passing pie that Rashad Bateman's going to be eating from.
Yeah, I agree.
Tiny.
You remember those little pizzas that you bring to work sometimes?
Yeah,
the little baby
the
pizzas. That is a Rashad Bateman pizza.
Yes, it is.
And I feel like Etienne is going to get one of those Giovanni's bangers.
Yeah, well, it's basically like, you take a biscuit and then you punch it and flatten it. That's how big the pie is right there.
I guess that. See, thank you for clearing that up for the people that don't.
A visual representation of what you're getting into with the Ravens passing game. And
for Etienne, what I'm thinking is like, you ever seen somebody like throwing the pizza dough in the air, like, okay, you know what I'm talking about? That's the pie that Etienne, I feel like, is going to get a piece of.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Real KD2. And this is probably my favorite question so far. Goni, I'll start with you.
Yep.
He has an RB needy team. He needs running backs.
Goni hates running backs.
He's got the 1.03. What should he do with it, man?
Oh.
What's the move?
Oh.
And let's have specifics. Let's help my man out. If you're gonna move it, who are you moving it for?
You are either moving back to acquire maybe a pick next year, something like that. The 103, you can probably get like a first rounder this year and maybe one of the championship type guys, someone that won a 10, 11, 12. You might be able to snake their pick from him as well to have two picks. I don't think, obviously if Walker falls to you or Brees falls to you at 3, which probably unlikely, but you can't draft James Cook there. You can't draft any other running back there. That's way too high. You can try and send him off. Do you know if he is a contender aside from that or in a vacuum?
Does not say. Vacuum.
Does not say.
They're in a Hoover.
They're in a Hoover.
No, I'm with you, dude. Like, I like where you're going with that, in that trade back, get you a 10-11, and get that James Cook value back there, but also get you a little bit of spice on the side. Get you somebody to help you now. Get you a Leonard Fournette, maybe if it's somebody that is loaded at running back and doesn't plan on using him next year. Obviously, see if somebody that maybe wants to get like a Drake London, Treylon Burks, like dying for that type of guy at the 103, trade back, get the value of James Cook, because that's really the only running back-ish that you're looking at that might help you in the future, and try and get a little piece to help you now, because if you're running back needy, you just need to take what you can get. But I'd still try and trade back. That way you have a little bit of help that you can throw on and off the taxi squad in the meantime.
As I like to think of myself as the hypothetical trade czar of the three of us. Who says no to this? 1.03 for Clyde Edwards-Helaire and say a mid to late first round next year. Who says no?
Man, at first when you brought up CEH, I was absolutely not. I'm not trading for CEH at all. But it's a stopgap for now. I don't love CEH by any means, but if you have to have someone because you're running back needy, it feels exactly what we're saying. You get someone for now, you have a first round pick next year. Even I, who does not love CEH, I would take it. I would take that.
So you're saying you're out on this man trading back in this year's draft. You think he should just forget it, get somebody, subpar, and trade for next year's draft and just take another year of beatings in the meantime?
If he can do that, like if I'm making a priority list, that's what the go-to was for me initially. But I mean, you can't always have that happen. So if I got this offer on the table for him, and this is also just, I'd rather pick from one of these other wide receivers before going for the CEH. Like, I know sometimes you need running backs, you need a position, this or that, but at the same time, when they're not there, you got to take the best player available. You can always trade wide receivers in the future for your positions of need.
Take the guy that's going to give you the most points right off the bat.
Is there any chance he moves a 1.03 for a guy, say Saquon Barkley? Do you roll the dice?
On Saquon Barkley
for a 1.03.
Ooh.
You're asking
me personally,
the wrong two guys. I hate Saquon. I hate him.
I've been burned by him too many times. I'm biased. You're asking the wrong guy.
I'm trying to establish kind of a fair market value of a current player for the 1.03. Say a Josh Jacobs for 1.03.
Oh, I would love to have that. I just don't think that's feasible.
All right. We have just a couple more here. Lone Bengals says he's in a dynasty. It's a 14-team PPR.
Whoa.
Slim Pickens. 14 teams. Slim Pickens. He's giving away Nick Chubb in a 2025 one. He's getting Travis Etienne. A lot of Etienne questions. Getting Travis Etienne in a 2023 one. Wayne, you taking Nick Chubb in a 2025 or you taking Etienne in a 2023 one?
Man, I'm high. I love Nick Chubb.
You love Nick Chubb,
Nick
buddy.
Chubb is an incredible running back. I disagree with Goney in that I don't think James Robinson is going to be a big part of that Jags running game. And again, I think the 2023 draft class is great. I think overall, you gotta, if you want to just break it down as basic as you possibly can, the hit that you're going to take going from Nick Chubb to Etienne, plus adding whoever you can get in the 2023 first, which I think is going to be solid, I think you're net positive if you trade away Nick Chubb. And that is not an easy answer for me because I think Nick Chubb is phenomenal.
Donnie?
Man, dude's trading away 2025 picks. Love it. That's absolutely something I would be doing.
I didn't even put that out because you don't know who.
I know.
You can't even think about that.
I just find it crazy that he has to give up Chubb and a future first for ETN and a first as well.
It's the 2023 hype.
Yeah.
But the hype is real so far.
It's really all about, again, it comes down to roster construction. If you want to get younger, It's the ETN side. It's the ETN side and the first round pick next year, or just for like a little added bonus as well. Do a little bit of homework and research on it. See where this guy is going to project to see where that 2023 is going to be. And then, like I've mentioned before on previous podcasts, I look at my own dynasty team in 3-year windows. Where do you project yourself to be in 3 years when we get to 2025? If your team is eroding, this is like your championship window, your last chance because you got a bunch of old guys that are getting ready to fall off a cliff. You might have the number 1 pick in 2025, and you're not going to like that you gave it away, especially if ETN doesn't pan out. So I'd do some homework on it. I'd assess the situation in a vacuum. If all of them were medium picks, I'm probably going to go ahead and take the ETN and 23 one side.
Yeah, I'm on the ETN side as well, but I'm a little lower on Nick Chubb. Plus, man, are all the slobberheads in your league still going to be hanging around by 2025, right?
That too.
Also got to factor that in. But yeah, I think you take the ETN side. We're all in agreement there. Okay, we got 2 more. My Diet Dr. Kelp said he has a 12-team full PPR league. He has to cut 2 of the following: Raheem Mostert, Khalil Herbert, Amari Rodgers, Cedric Wilson, or Kyle Phillips, who, as a refresher, is a rookie out of UCLA. He was a 5th-round pick by the Titans. You have to cut 2 of Raheem Mostert, Khalil Herbert, Amari Rodgers, Cedric Wilson, Kyle Phillips. Wayne, who are the 2 that you're cutting?
I think right off the bat, the one, if I'm just throwing a dart at one of them, I think it's going to be Khalil Herbert right now.
Ooh. That's my keeper. That's the one I would keep, personally. Well, I mean, he played. I mean, the action he got last year, man, he ate. When David Montgomery was out for a few games, he's proven it.
Yeah, exactly. He's injury dependent.
I think, he's a handcuff. That's called a handcuff, man.
Thank you.
No problem. That's what we do here at the Mad Fantasy Football Podcast.
He's pulling his darts out of the dartboard. Who are you cutting here?
Amari Rodgers and Kyle Phillips it's easy for me. It's not even
Kyle
close,
Phillips
bro.
was my other one, but Amari Rodgers, really?
Dude, when he said Kyle Phillips, I had the Conor McGregor like, who the blank is that guy?
Yeah, I'm glad he said, for those of you that don't know who Kyle Phillips is, because I was like, that's me.
Yeah, 100%. Kyle Phillips has zero notoriety. I hate the passing attack in the Titans offense anyways. Amari Rodgers, I don't know, man. He's not even like brought up in the passing attack for Green Bay at all.
Yeah,
we talk about all these other guys.
But they lost several people and therefore can be brought up now.
Yeah, plus
man. I mean,
Rodgers.
I mean, Amari doesn't look. Aaron Rodgers hates rookies. It's well known. He's not a rookie anymore. Therefore, he can start catching passes, right?
Oh, he's allowed now. Gotcha.
He's allowed now.
Who's the other one? Cedric Wilson. I
Wilson.
think Cedric Wilson's going to be okay this year. He's not playing for Dallas.
Khalil Herbert, Raheem Mostert, and Kyle Phillips.
Kyle Phillips out. I'm keeping Raheem Mostert. I'm not confident.
Yeah, I'm keeping Raheem too.
Yeah, Khalil. You all look at me.
No, Khalil, 100%. No. The upside is too large.
No, wow. Okay. Now that we said the names again, Khalil Herbert.
You're wild.
They don't have any. Rodgers has got to get. He's got to get some work. He has to. There's no other option.
So you'd rather have a wide receiver that has zero potential. He has the potential to put up 0 is what I'm trying to say. You're looking for him to get an opportunity rather than the running back, the premium position, who has shown that he can do it, just needs the opportunities.
Wow.
So one getting the opportunity, not doing anything. The other one, no opportunity, can do all the things.
Listen, I brought up Khalil Herbert's game log.
Yeah. Me too.
Mind has changed.
Me too.
My mind has not changed.
Wow.
He is useless if David Montgomery is in the game.
If
4 attempts, 1
I
attempt,
know,
4
man.
attempts,
I
4
know.
attempts, 1 attempt, 0 attempt, 2, 4.
Okay.
Useless
Okay.
as
No.
tits on
Let
a
me ask you
boar
a question.
hog.
Let me ask you a question. If Alexander Madison or Tony Pollard or Kareem Hunt were in that, maybe not Kareem Hunt because he's a little higher than the rest of them, but if any of those other guys were interchangeable with Khalil Herbert, would you be saying the same thing?
No, he wouldn't be.
No, they're
No.
better. They're better than he is.
So,
Why are they better? Because you have a larger sample size.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay, and?
But just more years in the league having the same role in the offense.
you're keeping 30-year-old Raheem Mostert in that Miami backfield over
Yeah, I am. I am also.
Khalil Herbert.
I'm with him on that. No,
Over-
not over Herbert. No.
Yeah,
I already said I got mine too.
If he's going to cut anybody,
Listen, user. Who's this guy? Diet Dr. Kelp? Is this Diet Dr. Kelp?
yeah.
All right, I like your username, by the way, man. I think we're all in agreement. Kyle Phillips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead, hit the cut button on him.
It's not Khalil Herbert, Dr. Kelp.
It's not
Anybody
Khalil
else but
Herbert.
Khalil Herbert. Anybody else?
We've got 3. We got a 3-way. You're cutting Raheem Mostert. You're cutting Rodgers. I'm cutting Khalil Herbert.
That's ludicrous.
But I guess we'll take Herbert off the board because they're absolutely dogging me 2 away from that one. And if I'm cutting another one that's not Herbert, it's
Mostert or Rodgers? Who you cut? You cutting a 30-year-old who has paper mache ACLs? It's tied together with super glue and
I'm
rubber.
cutting Mostert.
Bro,
that's a crowded
he's-
backfield.
He's not in he's not in San Fran anymore. He's not getting hurt this year, boys.
It's just a crowded backfield. It's a very
He's
crowded
30.
backfield.
And he's 30. Did I mention he's 30? He's too
Still
old.
fast. Still fast.
But if you
Sure.
still wanted to cut Khalil Herbert, it's okay. You won't regret it.
Okay.
Don't do that.
I had lied.
No, don't do it.
I had that was the third one. We actually now have 2 more. It's a quick one.
Don't do it.
Booyah 16. Booyah.
Booyah.
16.
Do it.
Are you giving away Saquon Barkley or Cam Akers?
Yes. Saquon
Or-
Barkley.
For a 2023 first. Which one are you trading away for the pick?
Saquon Barkley.
Goni?
Saquon as well. I mean,
That's
he hates it.
wild.
He hates it.
That's wild. Listen,
Yeah.
you're trading away Cam Akers here 100 times out of 100. Bouillon. And let me tell you, he tore his
you're not.
Achilles. And nobody in NFL history comes back from a torn Achilles. Ever.
Bro, he's 22 years old. He
And-
plays in a great offense. He is going to be the number 1 running back in this great offense. He can break the mold. You're not willing to pay? You're not willing to take the shot on it? Do you really think Saquon Barkley is that much of an upgrade from Cam Akers?
And Saquon Barkley has literally torn and shredded every other ligament in his entire. Like, for some reason, he's got the most massive legs, and the ligaments holding them together are weak. He sucks. We've covered him, man. His yards per rush is garbage. He's got the worst yards per rush on the New York Giants out of that entire running back committee.
Saquon is going to get, if he's healthy. Now, there's a caveat there.
He's never going to be healthy.
Okay,
Let's
so
go
it's
ahead
not
and
going to
move on.
happen.
But you're talking a ton of volume that can make. If they were both healthy, Saquon is going to get double the volume that Cam Akers would get in New York.
Disagree.
Disagree also.
He gets so much more receiving work than Cam Akers, and it's not close. So much more.
Yeah, he gets the receiving work, but guess what, man? You know how many more scoring opportunities Cam Akers is going to have over Saquon and that offense? Their offensive line is trash. Their quarterback is trash.
This is a pointless argument because Saquon Barkley is 110% not going to be healthy this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Diet Dr. Kelp, don't cut Khalil Herbert, by the way.
Don't do it.
You're
You're trading away and you're keeping Saquon, by the way. Okay, last one. Les Juan Bronson says it's a 12-team super flex. That's important here. Half-point PPR. And for our viewers, super flex, meaning you can play a quarterback in your flex spot. This is a dynasty. He's giving away Tom Brady, T.J. Hawkinson, and Devontae Adams to get Joe Burrow. He wants to know, is this about right? If not, how would you make the trade fair?
Did you cut off after you said Joe Burrow? Was there somebody else that he was getting?
Yeah, did he get muted or something in between?
He had to.
Just Joe Burrow?
He had to. Hawk, Devontae Adams, and Tom Brady for Joe Burrow and who?
That's it. End of list.
It's end of list.
Brother, you're getting swindled, my guy. This guy is absolutely trying to talk up Joe Burrow and call your team old and falling off. Unless you've got Tom Brady, Hawkinson, Devontae Adams, and like Khalil Herbert or somebody, then you just need to hang on to your assets on that one. I don't care that they're 30 years old. I mean, well, Tom Brady's 57, but you're not.
He's still going to play for 10 years, 10 more years.
Devontae?
No, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady? Yeah, it's possible. Just make sure that you cut Khalil Herbert. You get Devontae Adams. You can't get rid of Devontae Adams, man. I mean,
don't do that, by the way.
So how do you? So if the trade's unfair, who would you package with Joe Burrow to make it even, hypothetically?
Either another quarterback.
Really?
Superflex.
Devonta and Hawk together probably worth what? Trey Lance to you?
Is who?
That's fair.
Adams and Hawk?
And Hawk, was that where Trey Lance and a Superflex?
I mean, I would try and still move Brady, to be honest with you, or I would do. Or
it's a preseason trade, so whoever's trading for him is trying to win a championship this year, and Tom Brady's going to go nuts this year. So
Adams, Hawk, and 2 firsts.
So you get Burrow and 2 firsts for Brady, Devontae Adams, and Hawkinson. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I would take Brady out, keep Brady on the team this year, and then see if he'll bite on Adams, Hawkinson, and then I'd throw in a first or 2. Obviously, you're going to start with the first. You're not going to say, hey, here's all my stuff. Beat me up. Take it from me.
If you're just trying to get younger, if you're not competitive this year, really, or next year, and you are giving up somebody like Devontae Adams and T.J. Hawkinson, because again, if somebody's asking for Tom Brady in the trade, then they're in win now mode. Then they're already willing to get rid of Joe Burrow. They need to be giving you either a top wide receiver to replace Devontae, because T.J. Hawkinson is a top tight end. So I think you should either get Joe Burrow and we need to ask for more information.
As the trades are present, I think Burrow and DeAndre Swift for those 3 players makes this a pretty even trade. What say you, gentlemen? Our running back 5, if you guys recall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he gets that. I don't think he gets that.
Here's what I do. Here's what I would do. Let me bounce this one off y'all. Tom Brady, Devontae Adams, T.J. Hawkinson for a Joe Burrow, Mike Williams-ish player.
No.
You're willing to throw DeAndre Swift in there, but not a back end WR1? Oh, I forgot you were all over Mike Williams.
Goni's going to say yes. I mean, he thinks
the way that I see this though, boys, is if he has Tom Brady, Devontae Adams, and who was the third? Hawkinson. See, to me, just from my point of view on it, is that he has had a contending team and that he's trying to get younger now.
Yeah.
So this is something that I like to do as well. Wayne and I kind of did it in our dynasty where you pick out the not so good teams and you sell them your aging assets or the guys you don't believe in anymore for their younger talent and or picks. So I think that if he was to send away, that's why I would include these picks. For me, I would include the future picks. If he's a contender, I think he's a contender, and I think he's sending away his old aging guys and is going to try and capitalize on a Joe Burrow. So send away Adams, send away Hawkinson, see if he'll take any picks if you are willing to part with those. Worst case scenario, you have a single year with Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, and then you have, say Tom Brady retires next year or whatever. You have your franchise quarterback still with Joe Burrow.
I think the Joe Burrow side should throw in picks and then he should be fine. I don't want you to be. I don't want this guy trying to undersell you. Devontae Adams, he's not going to be good anymore because Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing the ball. Devontae Adams is going to be a stud. Don't let that man undersell you. If I were you, and I'm making that trade, I would take Tom Brady out if you can and get him to throw in a first. I think Joe Burrow in a first for Devontae Adams and Hawk.
There you go.
I think that's about it.
Mad Mob, we've spoken. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for submitting them. Wayne, it's been real being a host. I'm glad we got to hear your genius now. Usually you're stuck doing hosting, but you can have it back, brother.
Sunday, the meat and potatoes shows. You got the Q&As. It's all you.
From here on out, just remember, don't cut Khalil Herbert. And
Do not cut Khalil
it was
Herbert.
good answering questions for you guys.
Mad Mob, I'm going to end this out. You know the best thing? See, we're going to take you behind the scenes, Mad Mob. I am the editor here.
Yeah, don't cut Khalil Herbert.
I do all the recording and splicing and editing and all that. So Goni's sitting here in a futile attempt to get the last word in, but it's just not going to happen. It's impossible. I do the video recording. I
could just talk while he's talking. Don't cut Khalil Herbert.
I guess
Don't cut him.
I guess he'll see how
Don't
this is
cut
going
him.
to happen.
You don't want to do it. Don't.
All right, hang on. Let me mute his mic on the recording software. Cut Khalil Herbert. You're gonna cut him, cut him, cut him. What was that, Goni? I can't hear you. It's not picking up your audio. It's not picking up your... Cut Khalil Herbert? I think that's what he said. All right, Mad Mob, we are out.